Okay. Hello, everyone. It's so wonderful to be with you today. And it's a great pleasure for me to be here with Els from the Netherlands. Els has been the director of the Attitudinal Healing Center in the Netherlands since 1996. And she has written a wonderful book that's just been released in English. The title of the book is, I want to make sure I get this right, Attitudinal Healing and A Course in Miracles, Effortless Living. So in my opinion, Els in this book has really captured the essence of these two aligned teachings. And she, in the book, shares her own experiences of studying the course and being deeply involved in attitudinal healing for so many years. And she shares the essential concepts of these two aligned teachings in a way that's really relatable for not only people who are students of the course or practitioners of attitudinal healing, but also people who haven't been exposed to these two teachings in the past. The language that she uses and the practical applications of the principles and of the concepts of the course, I think really will speak to many, many people. And as a longtime facilitator of attitudinal healing myself, I can see so many ways, Els, that your book can be so useful to facilitators of attitudinal healing and can be used in groups and in attitudinal healing programs. So I'm thrilled to be with you and to hear more about how you came to write this book. So I'd love it if you'd tell us a little more about yourself and your journey to writing this wonderful book.
Thank you, Trish. It's wonderful to meet you here and to hear you say all these nice things. So how did the book became to be? Well, I gave facilitator trainings and groups for so many years already, and then all of a sudden 2 years ago in the summer there was this urge for me. I said to my partner, there's a book in me and it has to come out. So in fact it is a compilation of all these years I studied attitude healing, and I facilitated groups and gave trainings. So writing the book felt like one big sentence from the beginning till the end. It just poured out, and it took 2 months to get out. And then, of course, I wrote it in Dutch, and then, of course, the publisher viewed it, and then we had to do all these corrections and all this work. But it was a pleasure to write it, because it was just easy. Like, yeah, well, it's a crazy thing to say, but it was like going to the toilet, it just poured out. and and it was such a nice feeling, and I thought, well, it is in me, and it just came out. It is well, it's alive in me, attitude healing and all these things. So I was very happy with it, just to write it.
Thank you. So Els, I love the subtitle, Effortless Living. So I wonder if you can say more about how the book really helps us as readers to have a more peaceful and effortless life.
So, well, that's my experience with attitude healing. Just to practice the principles uh, gave me a sense of effortless living. It makes it just makes life easier. So what I did in the book was I just explained a bit about the principles in the in the way I understand them. And then I have written to each principle, what's the message of the principle? So what are there other words, uh, so you to express what it means, the principle, or what it says, the principle? And then I gave questions. You can ask yourself questions that relate to the principle, so that you can go deeper into what it says, because a principle is just a sentence, but what does it, what is the magnitude of the sentence, and what is the magnitude of the of what it stands for? So the questions give you the opportunity to really dive in to that principle in the way you understand it yourself. So that's what's very important, because I can say strawberries are lovely, but the only way to know if they are is just to eat them. And that's what I wrote, a book, so you can eat the strawberry, you can eat the principle, and just experience it yourself. That was why I wrote it, that you can have. Don't believe me, just experience it yourself. So I have some examples, exercises, uh, very easy exercises. Just try it, just do it, and then you will experience what it brings to you. And I've put examples into the book. And then in all these years that I did attitude healing in the Course of Miracles, it was so beautiful to see that here's the principle of attitude healing, and here are the texts in the course, and they relate. So it was wonderful just to bring them together and see how actually attitude healing is based on the course, and how uh, uh, practical attitude healing is for people who study the course, because the course, you can just um, get lost in intellectual um, and thinking when it's about the course. And the attitude healing gives you very practical handvatten, how do you say, very practical things, just to 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 bring it into your life. Well,
Yes.
my English is not so very well,
Oh,
but I do my best.
yes.
I hope
Your
you can
heart,
understand a bit what I try to say. Yeah.
I think so. Else your heart speaks loudly.
Yeah.
So I think the questions and the examples and the exercises that you've included really do help us to not only understand and apply the principles and the concepts in our own lives, but really invite us to into some deep inner reflections, um, and um, and also provide opportunities for really rich discussions with other people about how we understand and integrate the
Yeah.
principles and the concepts. And I think you've taken Jerry's idea of making the concepts of the course relatable to people who will never see it. And to me, that's something that this book does really well. And I'm wondering if there was one thing you would want people who don't have any familiarity with attitudinal healing or the course, what would you like them to get from this book?
Well, effortless living. That's and that's you said it can bring a discussion about, when you read it and when you talk about it. But my idea would not be to bring a discussion about it, but my idea would bring to experience, what is your experience with actually practice it and then share it. And that's where the deep understanding is where deep understanding is possible, and where you can really feel how you can live effortlessly. Yeah. So, well, that's what I can say about it.
Yes. So
It-
that's really the message for all of us,
yeah.
people who have been familiar with the course and attitudinal healing, newcomers, that these teachings really offer us insight into how to live more peacefully and with less effort
Yeah.
in our day-to-day lives.
Yes, well, life is simple. That's the simple truth about life. Life is simple, and often it seems so complicated, and all the words and all the ideas and all the diagnosis and all the stuff, what is dropped upon us, and what we believe can really we can really get lost in the wood of the in the woods of the ideas, and so life is in effect is so simple, and it takes a lot of guts to be open for this simple message, and attitude healing can bring us um, in the realm of the simple message.
Yes, yeah.
Well,
So, no, I think over time, I have in my life understood and integrated the principles and the concepts of both teachings in many different ways, and it changes, year by year. And so, is there something you can say about, wherever we are, this book can speak to us wherever we are on that journey? And yeah, go ahead.
yes, whenever you start this path, there's no way back. That's the first thing. When the heart knocks on the door and says, well, let me out, let me out. The heart wants to breathe. The soul wants to live. We want some room to live and to feel and to experience, and then we can try to put it in, but it will always knock on the door and say the heart has this longing to really um, to, to really experience itself. And when you start this, you will find out that you come in several stages, and some stages you have to just to accept that you don't know, that you have to wait until there's a new movement. It's sometimes it feels like it's just stuck, but there comes always a new movement, and sometimes you just have to endure it until it goes on, and it goes on. There's no way back. It goes on and it goes on, and you will see that you relax, and that you get a smile in your face, and it never gets off. It never comes off again. Yeah. I can see
Beautiful.
that. I've seen it. It's you.
Yeah.
I already said, I suppose you are 110 because I judge you by your wisdom. So
Thank you, Elle.
okay.
So I just want to say one more thing. At the end of your book, you say so beautifully how A Course in Miracles and attitudinal healing has brought you what you were looking for. And
Yes.
to paraphrase it, you said an imperturbable inner silence,
Yes.
not indifference, but a gentle, kind, compassionate presence.
Yes.
And I love that. And my experience of you over the years has always been that kind of presence, Els. And I'm just so grateful that you've been willing to share that in so many ways over so many years. Um, I just thank you.
Well, I thank you, Trish, for all your kindness, and for all your being there, and always your help and whatever. You gave so much. it's really
Yeah.
precious to me.
We're fortunate to be on this journey together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Trish. Lovely to
you.
see you, and well, we'll talk again.
Yes.
Okay, I
So-
will stop. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, please.
I was just going to say, whoever decides to pick up this book and take a look will not be disappointed.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you, Trish. See you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.